Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my July purchases and empties. So as the title would suggest, I'm gonna go over all of the things that I emptied in the month of July, as well as all of my purchases. So if I'm happy with my purchases, I've been on somewhat of a low buy journey this year, just trying to lower my consumption. That seems to be a big trend going on, and talk about my empties, if I would repurchase them, if I'm happy with them, etc. So if that sounds good to you, if you like these types of videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, we're just gonna get started. All right, so if you've already been subscribed or seen any of my videos, you will notice that this is not my normal background. I think this is gonna be my first video with just a different background. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and not be too repetitive, say this in every single video, but for the months of August and September, leaning into October, I don't know, indefinitely as of now, the background might change. I am currently in Cyprus for this month, so we're just going from Airbnb to Airbnb, and I'm doing the best that I can with filming and keeping up with that. My husband has a lot of work that he does in Cyprus, and I decided to just tag along. If you didn't know, Cyprus is an island that's kind of in between Greece and Israel, kind of like tucked into that corner there. So it's island life, it's sunny, and I figured, who doesn't want to be in an island for summer? I want to, so I'm gonna try and make it all work as much as I can. I hope that's okay. Stick with me through the background. I actually think the lighting's a little bit better, but the background might change a lot because we're probably just gonna be jumping from Airbnb to Airbnb. I have no idea. Anyways, that's enough rambling. I'm probably gonna have to give that little disclaimer in some of my videos in the upcoming weeks, so I don't want to go on too long. But like any normal person, I've been keeping my trash still. So I don't have my normal empties bin. I've just been putting it in here. And of course I've been keeping it because I wanted to still film this video, and I'm happy that I can finally throw this away now and take it out of my suitcase, because I'm just living out of a suitcase. We're gonna do my empties first, I think, and just go from there. Let's see, I'm gonna divide this up into categories here. I think first up, we'll start with body care. So I just brought some travel-sized sample stuff with me. Some of the full-size products that you're gonna see are just things that were almost empty, and I didn't wanna bring a new full-sized travel-size product when I still had some product left in other things. It's a whole thing. But I did have some travel shampoo and conditioner. So this is the Sexy Hair CBD Calm shampoo and conditioner. You know, I'm just trying to get through all my travel size samples. This was actually pretty nice. I don't really fall into like the CBD hype, but I finished it. Good for me. So that's something that's out of my collection. And then I did finish the conditioner before I finished the shampoo. So I brought some of my like deep conditioning masks, because I know that I go through conditioner faster. And this is just the Giorgio Don't Despair Repair. I've talked about these in a ton of empties. It's okay. This is not something that I would repurchase. Neither is the Sexy Hair, but I'm happy to have gone through it. It wasn't like a bad product, but definitely not something I noticed like did something for my hair. As far as nail care, I've been trying to take care of my nails more. Since I'm not doing like a bunch of house chores, I've actually been like able to be more gentle on my nails, and they're growing, which is so great. I do always put my nail polish in the description box, as well as all the makeup that I'm wearing, but this is just like a very simple like French pink kind of sheer color, just to keep my nails a little bit stronger. But I'm so happy with this. It's been a long time since I've been able to grow my nails out this long, which is really nice. But because of that, I finished some nail stuff. I used to be really diligent about putting cuticle oil on, and I've slacked like maybe the last year or so. But getting back on track, I finished 2 nail cuticle pens. So the first one is from Anchor and Heart. This is in the scent Snappy Apple. And then this one was from Jen and Berries in Lilac Festival. I actually hated the Jen and Berries one. Like, you would think there's not that much of a difference between cuticle oil, but this one was just really thick and didn't soak in as well. The Anchor and Heart's usually like my tried and true. I have like 20 backups of these. I bought a ton of them at one point and I'm still going through them all. So this is the one I would stick with. I think Anchor and Heart has really nice nail cuticle oils. It sinks in pretty quickly. They smell great. The only downside I would say is don't purchase like 50 at a time like I did, because the scents do fade, and now at this point, like, I really don't smell the scents as much. You really should only get enough cuticle oil to last you like maybe 6 months. The oil will still be good, but the scent's not gonna be there. So lesson learned from that. I'll still get through my backups because, like I said, the oil is good, but like the scent is just not what it should be. And then the other nail thing I have is from Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this is more of like a cuticle butter. I do prefer this. It just depends. I do prefer this, I think, over the cuticle oil, just as like a quick on the go. The cuticle oil obviously takes a little bit longer to sink in. This is kind of just like a really thick hand lotion. So this is just better on the go, faster, quicker, and I actually like this a lot. Again, I have like a ton of these in backups that I'm trying to get through. I don't remember off the top of my head if I brought a backup with me, so I might not be able to work on these until I get back home and kind of like recheck, refresh, which should be in a couple weeks here. But yeah, this is really nice. Liked it. I've talked about this before as well. So those are all my nail care. I do have a lot of fragrance to go through. I decided instead of bringing like one big bottle of a fragrance to work on, I still have my Project Pan fragrance, of course, but I decided to just bring like a bunch of my little travel sample fragrances to just kind of get through them. And I've been really happy. It's fun to like just play around with scents. So for July, I finished 2 from Dior. I have the Dior J'Adore, which I have 3 bottles of this. I have every single kind. Well, I used to have every single kind. I have the original, I have Low, and I have Lumiere. You would have seen them in my background, but I like this fragrance. It's really nice. And then I have the Miss Dior, which is a tried and true. I've gone through 2 3.4 fluid ounces of that fragrance, so I knew that I liked this, but got this for free, so I used it up. And then some of these that I've never tried. Oh, I have 2 from Charlotte Tilbury that I purchased, or I got for free when I purchased the stick foundation, so I decided to try those. I have the Love Frequency, which was awful. This was like really just floral, old. Did not like it. However, this one, which is Calm Bliss, I might purchase this one. Maybe it's just where I am and like the island time, but this is like very much an island scent. It smells like the beach. It smells kind of planty. Is that a word? Green, I guess is like the official term. It smells very green, but fresh. I really enjoyed this one, and this is on my list to pick up, depending on the price. I don't know if I want to spend that much money on like a Charlotte Tilbury fragrance. We'll see. And then my last 2 is Scandal from Jean-Paul Gaultier. Pretty classic fragrance. I don't think I'd ever tried this one. It was nice, but not one that like I would run out and purchase. My favorite one of the bunch was actually this one, which is the Valentino Donna Born in Roma, but this is the Coral Fantasy. I do have a few Valentino fragrances. I have the Voce Vive, I think, and I have the one that comes in the bottle like this with the studs, but it's like the black to pink ombre. I don't have any of the Donna, just the Born in Roma, and I really like the Coral Fantasy. The Coral Fantasy was kind of a fruity floral scent. I've noticed that I like fruity floral scents. It kind of tastes like it kind of smells like what I imagine, like cranberries in champagne. Like that's the smell I get. And I don't normally like can picture a scent right off the bat. Like my sense of smell is not that great, but whenever there's like some fragrances that very specifically give me that like cranberries and champagne, like bubbly fruit. And I really enjoy it. The Jimmy Choo Blossom gives me the same vibe, but I much rather have the Valentino. So I do plan on picking this up. I'm just hoping that Coral Fantasy isn't one of their limited edition ones, because I do know that they come out with the limited edition fragrances in that like stud packaging pretty often. But those are all my fragrances. I just have makeup and skincare left. I usually save makeup for last, so let's go over skincare really quick. The thing taking up the most room in my suitcase here, I'm so excited to throw this away, is the Kiehl's, and this is just the whipped body butter. It's the soy milk and honey whipped body butter with shea and jojoba butters. Jojoba, geez, jojoba, God, that's embarrassing. I'm gonna keep this in because I don't want to cut it out, but jojoba oils, butters. I actually really enjoyed this. I had already finished about half when I left, so that's why I brought the container, even though it was just big and bulky. And this is one of the best lotions I've ever used. It smells great. First of all, it just smells like so spa-like. I love it. I love that it comes in the tub. It's, you know, I know not everyone loves the tub, but like the Hemp's body lotions and the pumps, I always have trouble with those. So if it's in a tub or a squeezy tube, that's my preferred method. I love this so much. I would reconsider purchasing it, but I actually looked online because I know that Kiehl's is like a more expensive brand, and this is like a $50 lotion. So I don't know if I can justify that. I don't know how this came into my collection. This had to have been some kind of perk, because this is not something that I would purchase for $50. I would maybe buy it if it was like half off for Black Friday, because I'm telling you, like, my skin has never been softer than using this body butter, body lotion type product. So whatever's in here, I love it. It works, but I can't spend $50 on a body lotion. Like, come on. If I like win the lottery, sure. But if you have the money to spend, I do highly recommend this body lotion. Happy to be throwing this container away though. And then for skincare, let's see, let's go over these boring ones first. I have two like little lip balm products. So this is the just Vaseline lip kind of product. I completely dug out everything in the packaging. It's Vaseline. I mean, it works great. I have no issues with this. And then this one, like, the writing has worn off so much. I actually found this is old. And just fun story. So I used to live in Cyprus a couple years ago. We lived here for about 2 years, and then we left and went to France. So that's kind of why we're back. Like I said, my husband has a lot of business that he does here. So I purchased this the last time I was in Cyprus, like 2 years ago. And this kind of became my emergency gym chapstick, because I don't love this. So I kind of put it in there, like I said, as an emergency if I needed it. The reason why I didn't like it, and I didn't dig this one out, is because it was, if you looked at the packaging, that's worn off. I remember specifically it was vanilla flavored. And the problem with that is that on my lips, you can't see it, but it created, if you put too much, it created like white on your lips, and I really hated that. So this is done. I mean, it's down to the plastic. I didn't have a lot left to begin with, but when I was like packing up all of my things in France, putting them like up in the attic and stuff, like I found this and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna finish this and throw it away. So this is gone. And then for cleansers, I think that's all my cleansers. I have two little travel ones, the Mario Badescu Gentle Foaming Cleanser. I don't know how I acquire all these Mario Badescu products, but it's not a brand that like I plan on purchasing. It's just, for some reason, I have like some vendetta against them. I don't know why, but it's finished. Hopefully that's the last Mario Badescu thing I find in like my bin of samples. And then my tried and true, this is the Core's Foaming Cream Cleanser. I've talked about this before. I don't know how many of these that I've gone through, full size, travel size, deluxe sizes, but this is my favorite cleanser. I love that it's a cream cleanser. I love that it's foaming. It's just my favorite type of cleanser, and I find that it works really well. It doesn't strip my skin or anything like that. So I actually had 2, and I'm working on the other one now. Hopefully it lasts me through the rest of my trip before like I said, I go home, kind of like regroup, and then I'm off again. So I'm hoping the other one lasts me until then. We'll just wait and see. If not, I'll have to go out and buy a cleanser. It's not that big of a deal. Then for toner, I guess we'll kind of like go in order of how I do my skincare. This is the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Tonic. This was one of the full sizes that I finished, so really happy with this product. I have nothing bad to say about it. However, this was actually my last toner in my backup stock, it just feels so great to like finally get through those categories. I can finally purchase a new toner, which I did. I purchased a new toner because I ran out of my last toner, didn't have a backup, and it wasn't this one. So that tells me it's not my favorite. Like, it was okay. I purchased this because I really love the Haru Haru Wonder sunscreen. That was in my last empties. It's my favorite sunscreen of all time. So I kind of wanted to try some other things from this brand, and you know, it just didn't wow me. It was okay, but for the price and the toner that I purchased instead, like the other one was just cheaper, I liked it better, so that's why I wouldn't repurchase this one. Then I have some serums. Let's see, serums. Okay, so this was also a full size. I had the tiniest amount left. Like, I had like this much left when I brought it here, but I just had to finish this. This, in every single one of my empties, I was like, oh, there's a few products I have that I know will be empty next month. I said that for like 4 months. This thing would not die. This is the Derma E Advanced Peptide and Collagen Serum, 2 fluid ounces. I actually really, really like this. It never died, so I mean, that's a pro technically. I just wanted to kind of get it finished and talked about and thrown away. So I'm complaining that it took me a long time to finish, but actually that's a good thing. I used it most mornings. I didn't use it at night, so that's why maybe it didn't go as quickly as some other products, because I was only using it once a day. But my skin really enjoyed this. I did notice a difference when I used it versus when I didn't use it, and I would probably repurchase it. It's a really great product and I liked it a lot. I don't know how much it is off the top of my head, because price probably does play a factor in like whether or not I want to repurchase it, but I don't think this brand's like super expensive. It's at least like a passable, maybe it's a little bit higher end, not like drugstore prices, but I'm fine with that. I'm just not okay with like $100 serum unless I'm gonna get it on a sale. And I doubt this is $100, maybe it's like 30, 40, which that would be fine for how long it lasted. It probably lasted at least 6 months, if not more. So really happy with this product. I liked it a lot. And then some other just samples before we talk about my last full size is I had the Chanel eye cream. I don't know how I got this. I used it up though. It was nice. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. And then just the Chanel serum. This was also okay. I mean, I just am not someone who's gonna buy designer skincare. I've tried some things from Dior, some skincare from them, like their Capture Total line. I do think that's a really nice line from them, but I don't know, something just like stops me from wanting to buy Dior, Prada, Chanel, any of those kinds of just really luxury brand skincare products. I just feel like maybe they're too fragranced. I would rather spend that money on like a more active ingredient skincare line, if that makes sense. So these were okay, used them up, and I can throw them away. And then the last little kind of serum that I had is this Kate Somerville Eradicate. This was a salicylic acid acne treatment, and it was only 10 mLs. I actually don't know if this is a full size or not, but this lasted me a long time. It lasted me like 4 or 5 months. Sometimes I would use this at night, not every single day, maybe like 3-4 times a week. and it kept my acne away. I mean, I don't break out often. I don't get like really big breakouts, but I do get like little clogged pores here and there, especially now. I've noticed, I've been here a couple weeks now, and just like the sunscreen and the humidity and the amount of sweat that I am, I'm like really breaking out, specifically like around my glasses and stuff, just from my glasses sitting and my face sweating. So this helped a lot with that. Unfortunately, it's gone. I didn't bring any like backup acne products, which is kind of unfortunate. I only brought like my little patches. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm a little disappointed that this is finished. I mean, it's fine, but as far as traveling and just like first world problems, like I don't really wanna go out and purchase another acne kind of serum. I probably won't. I'll probably just deal with it. But this was really nice. I would consider repurchasing this. Kate Somerville is a more expensive brand, but this is a brand that I'm fine spending a little bit more money on because they are a skincare focused brand. Difference between that and the Chanel, just to like circle back. So this was really good. Would repurchase. And then I have just some travel size moisturizers that I went through and a sunscreen. Let's talk about the sunscreen first. This is the Ultra Sun High Sun Protective Sensitive Skin SPF 30 sunscreen, water resistant. I had started this back when I was home and then brought it with me to finish. This was nice. I got this as a gift with purchase when I purchased the Ilia complexion stick that I did a review on. I'll link that video up above. So I got to try this out and it was really nice. It didn't leave a white cast. It didn't pill under my makeup. I still like the Haru Haru better, only because this is SPF 30 and I do prefer like a higher SPF on my face, at least like an SPF 50. But I have nothing bad to say about this. I actually did see this in the pharmacy here. So if I ran out of sunscreen here, I would probably pick this one up because I did like it and I know that it works. Nothing bad to say, just it's not one that like I would repurchase unless I was in a pinch. So that's that one. And then my little moisturizers that I have, and we'll talk about makeup quickly. I have two of the Laneige water sleeping masks. And then I have one Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream. So the story behind this, the Laneige Water Bank I tried first. This was fantastic, loved it. It's more of like a thicker cream. I think you can actually see just like the teeniest, tiniest bit in there still. So you can tell it's not a gel, right? It's like white and a little bit thicker. I'm gonna actually just kind of scoop that out there. I loved this. This hydrated my skin so well. It just sunk in. It left my skin feeling moisturized and smooth. I really enjoyed this. And then I brought the other Laneige just moisturizers, not knowing there was a difference until I opened it, and it's the water sleeping mask. So it's more clear. It's more of a gel-based moisturizer versus a cream. And my skin just did not like these. I use them to use them, but I actually would like double moisturize with the moisturizer that I'm getting through now. It almost felt like it had a lot of alcohol in it. Like my skin felt still even drier than when I put it on. I can't explain it, but it's like it evaporated off my skin and then left my skin feeling really tight. I didn't like it, and it just kind of surprised me because I used to really enjoy these types of moisturizers 5 years ago or so. I used to really be into like the Belief water one, then like Neutrogena duped it with like their hydrogel moisturizer. I went through 2 full sizes of both of those, maybe even more than that. So I thought when I saw the gel, like, oh, I'll really like this. It's kind of like those old moisturizers, but my skin just did not like this for whatever reason. I definitely do not recommend them. I'm really glad that I tried this one first because I loved it so much, and I don't know if I would have like prioritized this had I tried these ones first. So that's my Laneige story. There definitely is a difference between them. And then I just have some makeup to talk about. Not very like exciting makeup products, but I did get through some makeup, which makes me happy. First thing we'll talk about is just my spoiler for Project Pan, which should be coming next week, but I'm gonna talk about it now because I finished it. I finished my little sample pack of the Smashbox primers. It had like 4 different little Smashbox primer samples. I used them all up, so I'm happy about that. I would actually probably repurchase a Smashbox primer, definitely not the Radiance one here, but it kind of, you know, I forgot how good Smashbox primers were. I think it's just, Smashbox is kind of a brand that we forget about because they just don't really come out with like fun new products. I know they came out with some eyeshadow palettes recently that just like no one's excited about. They sent it out in PR and I don't think anyone's excited about it except for the people who got it in PR and are trying to get affiliate sales off of it. So like meh, but the primer was good. The primer was okay. And then I just have two little mini, well, this is a full size. This is a brow wax. This is the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. Ooh. I don't use brow wax often, so it took me a long time to get through this. I think almost like 8 months, maybe 10 months, almost a year. I don't like this. This was like the brand new one that came out, which is why I purchased it, but I am just a Benefit Gimme Brow. I like that one much better. It's tinted, so it's just the one that I like more than this one. I didn't find this to like do much. I didn't find it to like hold up my brows. It was like hard to work through because it has like this white color in it. It just wasn't one that I like. We're all very specific when it comes to brow products, and I don't have like a good reason other than just like, it wasn't for me. The last thing that I have here is the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I will use a mascara pretty much until it's done. I don't go by like the 3-month rule. I know that's not the best, especially since my eyes aren't already great to begin with. I probably shouldn't be messing with that, but this lasted me, you know, 4 or 5 months or so. I only go through one mascara at a time. I'll only open one, use it up, and then I'll open a new one. I actually really, really enjoyed this mascara. I would consider purchasing another one. It has like a pretty basic brush here, nothing fancy, nothing special, but I did find that it really separated my lashes and just made them all like individually defined, which is what I personally like in a mascara. I don't want like a ton of lengthening, a ton of volume. Like I want a little bit of volume, but really I just kind of want to like enhance my lashes a little bit. I don't think I have bad lashes. I think I have pretty decent lashes, honestly. So maybe that's why I'm not super picky with mascaras. I just don't want like a super clumpy mascara. So that's why I liked this a lot. I think I see Ulta doing sales on this high impact mascara quite often, so I would consider picking it up. However, I have like 15 unopened mascaras that I need to get through first. So this is not one that's like, I'll make a mental note about it, and once I finish all my mascaras, I'll see if I remember. If not, it's no big deal. Like, wasn't like top favorite. I really enjoy the Ilia, I really enjoy the Rare Beauty, and I really enjoy the Chanel. Those are kind of like the top 3 that I remembered, like put in the pocket in the back of my brain for when I'm ready to buy a new mascara. So maybe that will go into that pocket with the rest of them, but I can't promise anything. And then those are all of my empties. I don't think that was that bad, like a lot of travel size products, but I am traveling, so I'm gonna get rid of some of my samples. I'm really making progress on my backup of just skincare products. I think the next thing that I need to tackle is really just getting a hair care routine and start working on my backup of hair products, because hair is something that like I want to be good at, but I'm just not. Like I wash, dry my hair, air dry it. Like that's my routine. And I would really like to not only use the products that I spent money on, but like learn how to do my hair better. I've been kind of watching some Instagrams, getting ideas, and I think I have products to go with what I want to do, because I do have like some wave, but this is like brushed through. So I think that if I tried to like enhance my texture, I could do that. But that's like next on my list to tackle, because definitely like now 2 years later, making these empty videos and being motivated to like incorporate skincare mostly into my routine, I've been making progress on just my backups of skincare. Now it's time to like really focus in and create a routine around hair, so I could have like more hair care empties that aren't just shampoo and conditioner. That's my rant. Anyways, let's move on to my purchases. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pop up some photos here because I don't have any of my purchases. I didn't purchase a lot though, and I'm really proud. Like I said in my intro, I've been kind of on like a low buy journey, trying to just like, not necessarily spend less, but just consume less and impulsively, like stop the impulsive buying. That's been my issue this entire time, is I will just see something and be like, gotta have it. And I need like that instant gratification. So just trying to like rewire my brain a little bit and fix that is mostly what I've been trying to do, and be more realistic on if I'm gonna actually use the things that I purchase. So what did I buy? Well, I did buy a palette. I bought 2 palettes. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Electrum Midnight Moth palette. I actually purchased that, I think in May or June, but I forgot to talk about it because it was a pre-order. And then I realized that the pre-order date's coming up where they're gonna actually start shipping out the palettes. I haven't gotten a shipping notification yet, but I should like any day now. And I realized I never talked about that in my purchases because I kind of completely forgot about it. But I did purchase the Electrum Midnight Moth palette. It looks really beautiful, and I haven't tried this indie brand yet. So I'm really excited about this palette. I did at first decide to skip on it, but I kind of like sat on it a little bit. And I will admit, like a little bit of FOMO got me because I knew that if I didn't order it, I wouldn't be able to get it if I changed my mind. So as the pre-order date, like closing date was coming up, I was getting a little bit more and more antsy, and I did decide to just get it. I don't think I'll be disappointed. It's not too colorful of a palette. I think I'll get like my use out of it. I'm interested to see how the shimmers perform and all of that. So I'm really happy with that purchase still, even though I can recognize that a little bit of it was definitely FOMO and just worrying that I would like miss out on that palette forever. The second palette that I purchased is the Beauty Bay Botanical palette. So I actually purchased that like yesterday or the day before. So I sent it over to my mom's house where, like I said, in a couple weeks, I'm gonna go over there and just kind of like unpack, repack, switch out my stuff before I go traveling again. But I'm excited for that palette. That was also a palette where, you know, it's been launched for a couple weeks now, and at first I liked it, but I was like, you know, I don't need to have it. It's pretty, but like I don't have to have it. And then, you know, I saw some videos, and the more I looked at it, the more I just decided, you know, like this is not $100 palette. And yes, like I shouldn't be buying things just because they're not expensive. That's not a reason to purchase things, but I just decided like I think that this is a palette I would actually enjoy. So I did decide to purchase it. I'm really excited for that palette. It should be coming any day now. I mean, I won't get it until a couple weeks, but that's fine. So I'm happy with that purchase. And then my third product is the Giorgio Armani bronzer. I wanted that bronzer right when it launched. It looked beautiful, stunning. I really enjoy Giorgio Armani as a brand, and I've kind of, in the back of my mind, I've kind of been wanting to do this video ranking and talking about all of my high-end bronzers, because I have purchased a few high-end bronzers as of recent, the YSL, the Armani, the Gucci, I have the Tom Ford bronzer. So the last one that I really want to get before doing that video is the Dolce & Gabbana, but I think maybe I'm gonna wait until I test out the YSL and the Armani a little bit more, and then I'll kind of do that video, maybe more towards holiday. Sorry, that was my ankle cracking. But I'm happy with that purchase. Again, like not a new product. I kind of just had like a little bit of extra money in my kind of beauty budget, and I was like, what do I want to get that like I've been wanting for a long time? And the Armani bronzer is what I decided on. So I'm happy with that. I feel like that was like a really well thought out purchase, not something I just like jumped on. So I'm really proud of myself for that purchase. It just kind of like talking to myself mostly right now, / talking to you. So thank you for listening if you are. But those were my 3 purchases. And then the very last thing that I had that normally I wouldn't talk about, I usually only talk about my makeup purchases, but I did want to at least tell you what I replaced my toner with. So the purchase I decided to go with is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Micellar water. I will pop up a photo so you can see it. I finished a full size of that already. I've talked about it in my empties before, and I really liked it. It was large, it was inexpensive, it did its job, and that's why I decided to go with it. It was on sale for Prime Day. It was like almost 50% off, so I paid $5 for it, and it's gonna last me six months at least, and I'll use it every single day. So that was a good purchase for me. Like I said, I don't normally talk about skincare purchases. I haven't had to, because I haven't had to purchase anything to replace because I've had so much in backups, but this is my first skincare purchase. So since I finished something, I decided I would talk about it in my purchases. Not super exciting, but I at least wanted to share what I decided to replace my last purchase with, because I think that that shows what I actually want to use. But those are all my purchases. I'm really happy with the purchases that I've been making. I'm really happy specifically because in the first kind of half of the year, the first third of the year, I had specific rules set out for myself. And then in May, I lifted those rules and just decided to see what happens not having rules in place and just kind of letting myself try to do, like, what am I trying to say? Just see how I would behave not having specific rules set in place for me. So I think I did a good job. Now next month is gonna be a little bit tough because on August 4th, which is Sunday, you're seeing this on the 1st, but August 4th, there's going to be like the palette release on Monolith. So Monolith is kind of a third-party reseller for indie brands in Europe, which is where I live. So there are quite a few palettes that I want. I've been mulling over which palettes I want to get, which palettes I like actually want to try out, which ones I like need more than others. I don't want to say I need any of them, but which ones do I want more than others, and like which ones do I just want to want? Like some of them I think I'm gonna wait on. You know, the Ensley Rain's on my list, the Gourmand Girls Perfect Peach palette I've kind of been interested in. The Fantasy Cosmetica Cradled in Ice is coming, and I kind of want that one, but I think I settled on the Simply Posh Coastal palette, but we'll just see what happens. I'm going to talk about that in my August empties and purchases. I'm going to end this video though. It's been long enough. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up if you did, but let me know all the products that you've emptied in your collection. If you're also just trying to be more mindful with your purchases, I'd love to hear what works for you and your journey with that, because it definitely is like a little bit of a process. It's a learning curve and it's not always linear. There's definitely going to be highs and lows to it, but this is where I'm going to leave you all officially. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.